we've got some guys who have been franchise tagged. Two of them have yet to sign as of the 10th. Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. Two running backs, one for the Giants, one for the Raiders. The Raiders have massively screwed this up as they could have taken Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option and would not have to have messed with the franchise tag or offered him a long-term deal. Saquon Barkley, not very happy with the Giants, doesn't want to sign the franchise tag as they have decided to sign quarterback Daniel Dimes instead of him, where Saquon is a much more important player to that
Daniel
franchise,
Dimes,
as Daniel Dimes is a dime a dozen.
not Danny Dimes or Daniel Jones, but Daniel Dimes. Interesting.
Daniel
Also, the
Dimes.
way you like to say Saquon,
So interesting.
Saquon.
Saquon. Saquon.
Right. I mean,
Saquon.
like, what does he say?
Saquon.
Saquon.
Okay.
Is
Fine.
that a fine? We can fine you for that?
Mark it down, Tabo.
We're marking it down.
We're gonna need a tally before the
Do
season starts,
you
boys.
do I have it recorded on
You have the
my
dollars
shit.
and the 50 cents, or are you just doing all dollars?
We haven't had many. They're all dollars. I-
I think they're all 50 cents. I don't think we've had a major find yet.
okay. I'll change that. I'll...
It's tough, man.
Tough, man. No, it's not.
$1.50, which one?
Which
And Tybo's over here. Well, I can do it this year. Can't even mark it down right.
you've been fined the most.
Per usual, I'm the one who speaks the most.
Oh, damn. Shots fired at Sean and
Bam.
his connection.
Better now.
Well, there's two other guys who won't be fined, and in this included franchise tender tags. Two guys that have been tagged and have signed: Tony Pollard, running back for the Dallas Cowboys; Evan Ingram, tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that makes four tags, two of which who have yet to sign, two of which have signed, but all four have not had long-term deals yet signed. That deadline is Monday, this upcoming Monday, which is the 17th. If all four or any of the four do not sign a long-term deal before the deadline on Monday, which I believe is probably 4 p.m. Eastern, then they will be required to play, if they play, on that franchise tag and will not get a deal until the end of the season, or cannot work on a deal until the end of the season.
Interesting.
And that also puts us in place for the next topic. Is we're still on this D-Hop train, man. We're kind of waiting. The Chiefs are, because we're just talking about franchise tags. Chris Jones has 1 year left on his deal. Now, there are two offers on the table, one from the Patriots and another one from elsewhere. I don't remember off the top of my
It's the
head.
Titans.
Tennessee.
The Titans, Tennessee. So Tennessee and New England both have offers on the table for D-Hop. Obviously, those aren't going to be either of a
You
choice that he
don't want
wants
to
to go
fucking play
to.
for them, bro.
It's not, he
Sorry
wants to
ass
go to a
dudes.
contender, but he also wants to make $20 million a year. So he's going to have to pick and choose. Do you want the money or do you want a ring? Now, there are reports out there that he is currently waiting to see what the Kansas City Chiefs will do with Chris Jones and his contract extension and how much money is left on the table. My assumption is that he would not be doing this unless he was receiving some sort of communication from the Kansas City Chiefs, some shape or form, whether that's through his agents or through current Chiefs players. There has to be some sort of communication there. But I would expect whatever the number is that he would be receiving is not what he's going to be hoping for regardless of the outcome of Chris Jones's contract situation. He would most likely be signing for, if he were to sign, probably sub 10 sub.
That'd be worth it. Year contract.
Would that be? That's also, would that be worth it for him? Would he be willing to cut what his asking price is in half to go to a contender? Is it that important to him to make $20 million, or is it, and a multiple year deal most likely, or is it more important for him to play on a 1 year deal, cut his cost in half, and maybe win a ring?
While he's also going to a contender, if he does do that, just being out there putting up his numbers like he usually does will get him more money in the upcoming years. Like, he'll be fine with that.
If he plays a full season, that's the other thing, is if he plays a full season. He has yet to do that in 2 seasons, whether that's injury or suspension or both, which it has been. He has yet to play a full season in 2 years, and he continues to get older. The trend is not looking good for D-Hop.
Well, what? Last year was the only year that he didn't have 1,000 yards? And he was on pace for that going into it, too?
I think he was on pace for 1,400 in the 6 games that he played or whatever.
Because he can still do the shit.
I mean, when he's on the field, sure. Question is, can he be on the field? It's the same question that I've continued to ask. He also, the past 2 seasons, has not put up 1,000 yards. 2021 and 2022, both with Arizona, he had 572 and then 717. Both years, again, injured and or suspended.
Reasonable. He's still doing something out there, at least. His projections are off the charts, though, man. If he's playing all those games, whoo!
More than what we can say for Wemby.
What do you mean, Wemby?
Ouch, dude.
Serious?
Hey, dude. I just saw multiple compilations of weak ass Wemby today.
Weak ass Wemby.
He's a pussy, bro.
Getting monster,
He is,
dude.
hey, give him 3 years, he's going to be the best
3
player.
years.
Oh god, he's gonna end
Give
up
him
like
3
Chet.
years. Did they say that
Holmgren,
about
just
LeBron?
injured.
Did they say that about LeBron? Did they say give him 3 years to LeBron? I don't fucking think so, bro.
Yeah, they did.
Wemby's gonna get hurt, just like Chet, and never gonna hear of him again. Each one of his limbs are gonna snap in half.
Like a tree branch.
He's gonna get bodied so goddamn hard.
Yeah, well, that's like your opinion, man. And first game, he already had 5 blocks.
Oh yeah, it's like my opinion, bro.
First game, he had 5 blocks. He only had 9 points. Second game, he ended up having, 27 and 12? Like,
Whoa.
give him time.
Give him.
He has
Can't
no
play
idea.
any defense.
He can't play any defense, yet he has, 3+ blocks a game.
Against a bunch of nobodies.
These are
Do it when the
picks.
season starts.
He will. I guarantee you he's going to
Getting
have
absolutely monstered by, who's that? Brandon Miller of the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, Wemby's 145 soaking wet.
He got out jumped.
Sean is soaking
He
wet
doesn't
thinking
jump.
about weak ass Wemby.
Yeah, you caught me, man. Did you all see the altercation that Victor went through over the weekend with Brittney Spears?
Well, he didn't have the altercation. His bodyguard had the altercation.
Who in their right mind thinks it's okay to come up and just grab somebody from the back whenever you see a posse around them, like a security guard posse around them? Like,
when you're famous, you think you can get away with just about anything.
I mean, it is Brittney.
Bitch.
I'm pretty bitch. I was just about to say it.
Yeah, that security guard is gonna get litigated very hard.
No. They already
No?
came out and said like she hit herself
Litigated.
in the face with it.
Didn't the video show him grabbing her hand and then hitting her in the face with her own hand?
What the police have come up with it is saying that she hit herself in the face with that, but the video is him like swiping her arm back. Yes, that definitely happened. But all in all, I don't think he's going to get in trouble from that.
I mean, she could press charges herself, and then that would get the police report doesn't really
What's the
matter outside of
context
that.
of this incident, bro? What
Go ahead, Sean.
where did they have this encounter?
Las Vegas Summer League and the nice new stadium out there, the shiny globe, whatever. Victor's
Sphere.
walking around the sphere, yeah. Victor's walking around. Brittney Spears sees him, says it come up to him, runs up from behind, starts like grabbing him. Then his security guard like pushes her arm out of the way, hits her in the face with her own hand, and like knocks her sunglasses off.
Damn, Brittney.
It's hilarious because she's grabbing at him and she's like grabbing, but she's like
She-
below his waist already.
She had a little resurgence with the whole trial over her I forget the word, but basically like her own authority.
Yep.
But she's still not that recognizable.
No.
Like people don't know who you are, bitch, anymore.
It's not 2004. Like we don't know what's going on.
Especially a teenage French basketball player.
No
Well,
idea.
his bodyguard.
But going off that, Sphere in Las Vegas. Have you guys seen that? The videos and stuff?
Dude, that thing is insane looking.
That
They did an eyeball on it. So Tybo, I don't know if you've seen it. It's just a giant
I
sphere.
haven't shook my head no.
It's
For the
just a
listeners out
giant
there.
sphere with LEDs basically on the outside of this thing. And so they can just have it look like anything they want it to. They've had it look like
Mhm.
Earth and turning. They've had it look like a basketball. They've done a fireworks show on it. They've made it look like an eyeball opening and closing.
Gross.
Kind of disgusting. But it's a really neat looking thing.
it's amazing. And that is actually where they're going to have the new in-season NBA tournament at in Vegas. You guys heard anything about it?
Is this confirmed?
Confirmed,
You-
yeah.
It is confirmed. They've come out with they unveiled the trophy, and I believe the bracket as well. I don't think they've filled the bracket with any teams. I don't know how that's decided. Have they let any of that information out yet?
It's going to be 3 teams from the East and 3 teams from the West in the single bracket, and 1 team from each is going to make it out of those brackets. It's similar to soccer pool play, I believe. And then those teams go on, play one and done tournament in Las Vegas. They have the semifinals and finals in Vegas, and then the winning team, each player gets $500,000.
Wow, big paychecks. So how do they decide the teams that play to get into the tournament? Have they? Is it just preliminary? They haven't really released a whole lot of information on it yet.
It's really, really early. I think they're going to go ahead and say mostly all teams are going to make it. Or they're going to decide early on in the season how that's going to work, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But I think most teams are going to make it.
We're saying mid-season tournament. Do we have a rough idea of when this is taking place? Is this taking place prior or
Early.
post All-Star break?
Prior.
Prior.
I believe the date right now is December 9th. To the
Very
finals.
early on in the season.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird how they decide. I would assume they'd probably use like the best teams from the previous season or try to decide or predict who will be the best teams of this season and then just kind of throw them in. But that's you're throwing a lot of extra games on some guys' legs. That could be a problem.
It could be, but I feel like they got to have, like, if you win the tournament, you get some days off, you get some extra time off, because it's not a series like playoffs and everything. It's just regular season games up until you're in Vegas for the championship. And it's still one game for that. So
with this, could we see potentially a growth in this mid-season tournament as well as a decrease in the amount of games that the NBA does play so that we can get the most out of players as they try to transition away from, as we're seeing it, transition away from the load management BS that's been going on.
I can definitely see that. They were definitely going to probably focus up a lot more for the tournament. And my only thought process right here is most of the star players are going to sit out right after the tournament for an extended period of time, week to 2 weeks maybe. So they got to really figure something out to get them out and playing, because that is a shame that they're gone for that long. And it would be, I feel like it'd be kind of stupid to go ahead and take like a week or two break off right after an in-season tournament for basketball.
Right. Unless you have all the other teams compete that weren't there, and then those guys get 2 weeks off. But again, that's still that messes up the schedule. And then you're again talking about injuries if you're already playing an 82 game season and adding additional on there, plus postseason games that go on. It's just a lot.
Adam Silver's pretty progressive, but don't expect too much changes too fast. Like they're gonna have to prove that this in season tournament, works. Like it has its place.
Got to bring in
Because
viewership,
if the
bring in
if the
money.
fans don't vibe with it, then it doesn't do much for you.